Just
Yes, we're good to go.
okay, go ahead.
All right. Just waiting for my presentation to be on screen. All right, so Hurricane Melissa came and caught us unprepared, totally unprepared. And most persons wish they had better investments and greater savings to embark on the recovery process. And so we here at Barita Investments and in collaboration with National Parent Teachers Association and Overseas Exam, decided that we would share with our parents, especially during the month of November, which is Parent Month, some investment advice in terms of financial wellness. So, investment opportunities, where are they? How can we access the different investment that we have? The key to investment is consistency. And today I'm going to, first of all, introduce Barita. Who are we? So Barita is the oldest stock brokerage firm on the Jamaica Stock Exchange. Our parent company is Cornerstone Investments. And we're a publicly listed stock on the Jamaica Stock Exchange, and we have the #1 performing fund in Jamaica. Why do we invest? You know, that's a critical question. Why do we invest? And we invest to build wealth and achieve our financial goals. And achieving our financial goals involves selecting the right investment vehicles with a multitude of options that are available to us, each catering to different investment strategy and risk appetite. And everybody have a different strategy and risk appetite. So it's crucial for us to understand which investment vehicles are best suited for our unique circumstances. We want to discover the investment vehicle best for you and embark on a successful journey onto financial prosperity. Why should you invest? And I have them here on the screen. You want to grow your wealth. You want to beat inflation, achieve your financial goals, create multitudes of income streams, and for, of course, financial independence. Wealth is not about having a lot of money. It's about having a lot of options. And so before we even go into the different types of investment, there are certain characteristics that I want you to be aware of when you decide to invest. Please go back to the first screen. So in terms of the different characteristics of investment, we want to look at risk. Each investment vehicle carries a unique level of risk, ranging from low risk options with greater stability to higher risk investments that offer the potential for higher returns, but the increased uncertainty. So these are some of the characteristics that I want you to look out for when you decide to invest. So I started with risk. Now look at cost. There's always cost associated with an investment vehicle. You have to look at, are there fees? Are there upfront fees? Are there closing cost fees? What are the commissions associated with the investment and any other expenses that may arise from that particular investment? And these can vary significantly and impact the overall returns and profitability of your investment. You also want to look at the pricing. Every investment carries a different price. So you need to look at the pricing mechanism of each investment and basically invest accordingly. You choose your investment according to, is it selling for $1? Is it selling for $100? What's the true cost of your investment? Next slide. You also want to look at the structure of your investments. So investment vehicles can have different structures. Some are mutual funds that are pooled funds. Some are pooled investment on the international market, such as exchange traded funds, or you can buy your stocks individually. each with its own unique characteristics and regulatory requirements. You also want to look at liquidity, which is very important. Liquidity of an investment vehicle determines how easily and quickly it can be converted into cash without significant loss to your investment, of value to your investment, with some options offering high liquidity while others have restriction on access to your funds. The final characteristics that I want you to really pay close attention to when choosing your investments is the expected returns. How much do you expect to make after you have invested? What are the types of returns are you looking for? Are you looking for high returns, moderate returns, or low returns? So, what is investing and where do I start? And this is what I want you, this slide in particular, I want you to pay close attention. What are your goals and objectives? Each of us have goals and objectives, whether they are short-term goals, medium-term goals, long-term goals. Whether it's a goal to buy a car, to buy a house, to send our children to school for vacation, or just to have funds in case of emergency, just like what we saw from Hurricane Melissa. In terms of risk tolerance, before you can choose an investment, you need to know what your risk appetite is like. Are you conservative? Is it that you're so afraid to take any chances that you'd rather an investment that gives you a lower return because you're so afraid of losing your funds? Or are you in the middle? Or are you a risk taker, a very high-end risk taker? All right, diversification. This is key to any successful investment or financial plan. Are you investing in just Jamaican dollars? Are you in US dollars? Are you invested only in Jamaica or in the United States or Canada? How diversified are you? What type of industries are you investing your money in? Are you only in construction? Are you only in manufacturing? Are you only in the banking sector? What types of investments are you diversified in? So that when there's fluctuation in the different investment or industries or countries or currencies, are you in a better position or are you worse off? I want you to also look at the types of returns that you can get on the different investments. Are you okay only earning 4%? Are you in need of a 10% return on your investment? Those are things that you would need to identify when you want to start investing. And of course, what's your exit strategy? I know a lot of persons from being in the investment world for so long forget how to plan to exit from different investment. They get scared, they get nervous when they come in to withdraw the funds to buy the house or to buy the car. But remember, the first goal, what was your goal? Is it that you have met the timeline for that goal and need now to capitalize on your investment or sell that investment? All right, so what are your goals? Is it for a motor car? Is it vacation? Is it just to have money in the bank or to travel? Is it freedom? Is it pension? Is it home? Is it security for your children's education? So we spoke on timelines, short, medium, long term. What are your short-term goals? You need to write them down. Short-term goals, when we talk of short-term, we're talking about 1 to 2 years, medium term, 3 to 5, and long-term, anything beyond 5 years. I'm not seeing my slides moving with me. Okay, so I'll continue. I spoke before about risk tolerance, and I want you to pay close attention to that. And here at Barita, before we invest your funds, we ask you to do a roadmap with us. We ask you about 10 or 15 questions that helps us to identify and help you as well to identify where you fall in terms of risk. Are you conservative? Are you moderate in your approach to risk? Or are you very aggressive in your approach to risk? And most investors, when they come in, sometimes they use the word savings or investing. And I want to differentiate for you what's the difference between savings and investing. Now, savings is the amount left over after deducting our expenses from our income. That's the money that you have left back in your bank account that you may use for everyday use, emergency funds. You want to buy food, you want to pay a bill, pay the mortgage, pay the rent. That money can stay in the bank for savings. However, investing, that's more of a long-term plan. That's when you have a goal and you have set aside, you have allocated money into different ventures with the expectation of generating a greater profit or income on that investment. So it's time to start investing. Let's move ahead. I want each of you here on the platform to really sit back and think to yourself, what are my skills? What are my talents? How can I use my skills and talent to generate additional funds for investing, for my future? Apart from my 9-to-5 job, what other skills, what other talents do I have? How can I monetize my talents? Can I provide consultancy in fields or freelance or, exploit on social media? And how can I diversify into investments to earn passive income? That's what I really want you to start at. Yes, because I know sometimes we're talking to clients and they're okay, my 9-to-5 is exhausted, but all of us were given different skills and talents. What is your skill and talent that you can then monetize and invest for your future? How do I know what to invest in? That's where we come in at Barita. All right, when investing, it's important to know these two words, or keep these two words in mind: debt and equity. All right, when we speak about debt, we're talking about agreeing to lend money to an entity or a company. And these entities establish fixed repayment schedules of principal and interest. So an example of a debt instrument would be like a fixed deposit, a repurchase agreement, a bond, a debenture. When you come into us and say, I have some money to invest and I want a particular percentage return on my funds, I can invest my money for 90 days, 60 days, 1 year. And at the end of that period, you will repay me my principal plus interest. So those are debt instruments. Then you also have equity. And when we speak of equity, we're talking about stocks, we're talking about shares. And I know we use the words interchangeably in Jamaica. So equity, this involves investment in the stock market. There's no guaranteed return. There's no guaranteed repayment of your principal. However, based on the nature of equity and stocks, there's normally returns in the form of dividends or capital gains. When I speak of capital gains, I'm referring to you're buying the stock for $1, $2, and you expect that the price of the stock over a period of time would increase to maybe $5, $10. That's what we speak of when we speak of capital gains. And of course, dividend is when the company itself that you have invested in by buying their stocks makes profit and decides to share some of their profits with the persons who took the chance to invest with them. So here at Barita, we do have products and services that are tailor-made to your financial needs and financial wellness. We do offer stock brokerage services, fixed income services such as bonds and repurchase agreements. We have pooled or unit trust mutual funds, and we offer loans on your investments. So say, for example, you came in, you set your goal, but some emergency came up and you needed some funds to settle that emergency without breaking your investment. At Barita, we offer you loans against your investment. We also provide portfolio management and cambio services. And all of this will tie in well when you come in to do a financial plan. So if you have Jamaican dollars, we can convert to US dollars. We spoke of diversification. We will assist you in terms of foreign currency to diversify in US dollars if you only have Jamaican dollars. So we spoke about stocks. What stock brokerage service do we offer? You can come in and speak to a representative or an advisor and offer and discuss the different stocks on the Jamaica Stock Exchange that you'd like to purchase. Or if you're an expert in the field already, you can also purchase your stocks by yourself through the Jamaica J Trader Pro platform. We have stocks in Jamaican dollars as well as US dollars. Fixed income investing. Now, when we talk about fixed income investing, we're talking again about bonds or stocks. Sorry, bonds or repurchase agreement. Bonds are more long-term investments, so anything beyond 2 years, while money market short-term investments are investment that matures within a year. So when you're planning for your goals, we look at what are your short-term goals, what are your long-term goals, what are the different types of investment instruments that would be suited for each of these goals. You want to look at investments that are steady and secure. You want to invest in these products which gives you a steady payment over a specific period of time. And that is so important to know that you have income coming in from your different investments. So, for example, if you have children attending schools, when are the school fees due? You want to structure your investment in such a way that income will be available from your investments at that time to satisfy the need of paying school fee. If it is you're at a retirement stage in life, you want to invest in bonds that over a period of time, whether paying quarterly or half yearly, you have steady income coming in when you know exactly when you'll be getting your payments and you know exactly how much you're getting and better able to do a budget for your living expenses. At the end of the period, you would collect your initial investment on fixed income investment. So it's guaranteed that they will pay you back for most fixed income investments. When we talk about pool investments, you hear the terms unit trust, mutual funds, pool funds. They're all the same in terms of nature. And structure. We spoke of structure when I spoke of the characteristics associated with investment. So say, for example, you're not a savvy investor, you're limited in terms of your knowledge. Most times we would recommend a pooled investment where you as the individual would not have to make that decision as to when to buy, when to sell on the investment. That would be managed for you through the Barita fund managers. So your risk will be managed at that time because they're active in the market. That's their role, where they'll know when to buy, when to sell. They would also look for investment vehicles that would boost the performance of the funds. All right. And there are lots of times when there are investments that because the initial amount is so high, you can't afford to purchase that investment on your own. However, you could purchase that investment in a pool fund because the price of that fund is much cheaper and easier for you to access. All right. So at Barita, we have different unit trusts. We have unit trust that serves short-term needs, medium-term needs, and long-term needs. We have unit trusts that are in US dollars as well as Jamaican dollars. And again, as we said, in building your financial wellness, you want to diversify. You want to spread your risk. You have long-term goals, short-term goals. We will then look at what your goals are, what's your risk profile, and then guide you in terms of which investment vehicles to put in your portfolio. So we do have real estate funds, we have bond funds, we have equity funds, different combinations serving different purposes based on your needs. All right, so an example of a mutual fund, you can have a very conservative fund, you can have a moderate fund, an aggressive fund. When you speak of a conservative mutual fund or unit trust, you're looking at a unit trust that have shorter term investments. So say, for example, you would have money market instruments making up the majority. What are money market instruments? You're looking at repurchase agreement, you're looking at treasury bills, you're looking at near cash investments that matures in short periods. That pool fund would, however, have different instruments making up the remainder of the fund. So you may have a little real estate in it, you may have some bonds in it, and you may have cash investments. And that now gives you the edge in terms of maximizing your returns on the different investments. Moderate investor, you would have more medium-term investments such as bonds making up the majority of that fund. And for a more aggressive long-term investment, you would have more equity and real estate in those investments. So when you come in to speak with your advisor, then they're better able to guide you in the process of what is a short-term, medium-term, long-term goal and what types of investments to put your funds in. I just wanted to share here at this point, as I said before, in my first slide, I said you have to diversify. You have different currencies, you have different types of investments, you have different returns over on the different investments, you have different costs and fees associated. And this is just a screen where you would see that, where some investment have positive returns, some may have negative returns. Is it a short-term goal that you had invested those funds in or a long-term goal? And accordingly, your investment advisor would guide you as to whether do you stay in this investment or do you leave this investment. And I encourage you as investors, constantly review your portfolios, call your investment advisors, meet with your investment advisors, and review your portfolios to make sure that your intention when you started is still possible, it's still viable, it's still on track for you to have the returns that you set out to achieve. So again, I encourage you to be consistent. Create a personal budget. Take the time and just sit down and create your budget. Intentional. Be intentional with your investments and your plans. Can you set aside some funds on a monthly basis? Will you do a salary deduction to put aside funds so you know every month is coming out of your salary? So therefore, you don't have to worry about, oh my God, I can't get to my investment. I can't get to make the payments. Set aside the money from your salary. Set up standing orders with your banks. Or if you can, at Barita, we do accept your debit cards. You can come in, run your debit card for your investment. Also, I'm going to encourage you to be disciplined. A lot of times we set out and we say, all right, we're going to do this. New Year resolution. I'm going to invest. I'm going to put aside some money. I want $5 million in 5 years. And you start off well. But then halfway through during the year, we don't see you. We don't see the investment getting the monthly payments as you had promised. And you're coming in to say, oh Lord, something come up and I want the money. So I'm encouraging you to be disciplined. Start small and build up as you go along. I'm going to also encourage you to invest in such a way that you benefit from compounded interest and the convenience of having your investment grow without your input. So we do have different types of investment that have different strategies and different structures that you can earn from. So I want you to not fear investing. I want you as individuals not to think that it's only rich people or wealthy people can invest. We all can be disciplined and get to the point of investing. It's here, it's available, it's for everyone. And I'm going to say to you, based on the slide I have now, overcoming your financial anxiety, know your financial position. You can do that. Sit down, analyze where you're at. Establish an emergency fund. And when we speak of emergency fund, that money you can put in a savings account, or you do have some short-term 90 days investments that you can put that money in, so that if something comes up, you're not breaking your larger investment to satisfy that need. Of course, when you break the larger investments, you may lose some interest, you may lose some principal. So establish the emergency fund to cater to your current needs or emergency needs. You're gonna set some SMART goals. You're gonna set them that are realistic, they're measurable, they're attainable. Set your goals accordingly. Educate yourself. There's so much information out there in terms of investing. If you look in the newspaper, there's investment. If you go online, there's information. Everywhere there's investment. Reach out there. You can go on Barita website. There's so much to offer there. Educate yourself, speak to professionals like myself, and take action. And of course, surround yourself with like-minded people. You don't want to be around persons who, when you put on the money for, can we go and dance? Can we go do it here? Can we go? And when you look at it at the end of the day, Melissa hit us and there's nothing. Set aside, surround yourself with persons who have the same mind, intention, and goals as you do, to have a safety net in case of disasters like what we are currently experiencing. So if you want to come on board with us at Barita, what is required to open an account here? You can complete our individual client account opening forms, have a valid ID, being a driver's license, passport, national ID. We need to know your source of funds, especially what is happening now globally. So whether it's salary or previous savings or your solar house, a car, whatever it is that you have inherited funds, what's your source of fund? What's your TRN number? Of course, we ask you to bring that in. And if you're employed, at least 3 months pay slips. If not, 3 months bank statement. Your proof of residency, where do you currently reside within the last 3 months? And where we have complete GPS, we're talking about that roadmap that helps us to determine what's your risk profile, so that we can better guide you as to whether or not your portfolio would be equity-based or fixed income based, or a combination of both. So parents, and if you're not a parent, but you're still here with us on YouTube, come on board with us here at Barita. We'll guide you in the process of making better financial decisions and bringing you to a point of financial wellness. It's Parent Month, and I am happy to be here today to say thank you to NPTAJ and OEC and Barita Investments and Barita Foundation for thinking of us parents and how best we can serve you together. Thank you so much. If there's any questions, I would love to have them. And that's my
Thank you so very much, Avon, and thank you so very much to all our viewers. I know when we restarted the YouTube, we lost a few of our viewers, but the beauty of this is that it is on digital space where it can be shared and persons will be able to go back and to view. So I know we lost quite a few of our viewers, but we want to thank those who would have rejoined and remained faithful to the cause this evening. I want to thank Avon for the insightful information about investing. Take the stress out of investing, allow Barita Investments to do that on your behalf. And once is that you are able to pass over the investment aspect of things to the experts, that will help you to start growing your wealth and to release the stress on that side and balance the thing a little bit better over on the emotional side as well. So it was my pleasure being here this evening, and I'm trusting and hoping that those who were on the Zoom, those who came on to YouTube with us earlier, and those who have remained with us over the last hour and a half, thank you so very much. We promised to end at 7:30. It's now 7:33. So we want to end promptly. Special thanks to the Jamaica Parent Teachers Association of Jamaica. Special thanks to the Overseas Examination Commission. Thanks to Tea House Therapy. Thank you for the partnership. And let me shout out Barita Investments Limited one more time and the Barita Foundation, who over time, over and over, just ensures that the resources are ready and available in this way so persons can benefit accordingly. So thank you so very much, everybody. And I'm sure Ava Marie just now will share her contact information or has shared it. So if you are watching and you want to touch base with one of our advisors, please feel free to reach out to Ava. She's an expert in her field, so I'm sure she'll be able to assist you. So thank you so very much, everybody. Have a wonderful evening, a wonderful night, and we'll be back on Thursday evening at a later time to give you a little bit more time to get home, to get a little bit more relaxed so you can digest information a little bit better. So tell a friend, tell a co-worker, tell a child, tell a parent. We'll see them back here on Thursday at 7 p.m. In this parent month, in this youth month. Involve the parents, equal better students. Thank you so very much, everybody. Have a wonderful night. And remember, here at Barita, we'll make your money work for you. Have a good night, everybody.
You too, and thank you so much.
Wonderful.
Today we are here providing a Starlink for the persons across the White House division where they can connect with their families home and abroad, right? Barita is here with us alongside this partnership here today, and we are here providing care packages with them along the way. We have a generator as well to provide with them so that they can charge up their devices and stuff, so it can take them for a pretty long time.
We're here with the Barita group. We're trying to help the Jamaicans who have been affected by Melissa. So we're begging, please to help us help all of who have been affected. They need the help. It is a lot. It's unbearable. It's heart-wrenching. So please, Jamaica, let us do all we can do to make Jamaica the beautiful place that it was before.
Recording stopped.